You climbed out of this race car with that fire of old in your eye. This must be a big win.
Well, it's a big win. It's the first time I win in Phoenix. I was looking for a win in Phoenix for a long time, and I'm so happy. And all the Marlboro team, Penske, did so good work, and a lot of winter testing here, and it was a very tense race. I mean, I was up on my feet all the time, and it was an incredible race. I'm very pleased, and our junior did a beautiful job.
Any close calls for you? I know that Paul Tracy ended up being in a horrific accident down there. Did you have to worry about any of the debris?
Well, I was very lucky because Paul went on the outside, and someone spun ahead of him, and I was just able to miss from the inside, and everything went on my favor, and I'm very, very pleased.
The leader of the championship point standings. I'm sure you like that.
Thank you, Gary. I'm very pleased, Gary.
All right.
Ever controversial, John Lennon once said the Beatles were more popular than God, and for a while they probably were. To people of a certain generation, the Beatles will always be the superstars, the group which made pop music into something it hadn't been before and seldom has been since. It's difficult to believe that one of them might, away from his own environment, be just another fan, but that's exactly what George Harrison is. He came to Donington to see the British Grand Prix as a guest of Marlboro Team Roberts, and he spent longer than expected away from the seclusion of the hospitality and closeted in the pits with Wayne Rainey. Eventually, he climbed into the seat of the 250 that Honma was about to race to 13th place and posed for having his picture taken, clearly enjoying every second of the visit.
Yeah, well, I've liked bikes, since I was a kid. I think the first race I saw, this is going to give my age away, but it was 1954, when I was 11. I used to go and watch Jeff Duke and Ray Am and Armstrong, all those people back in the 50s. And I was a friend of Barry Sheene, well, I still am. And, so during the 70s, I visited quite a few Grand Prix. In 1966, after Beatlemania and all the success that we'd had, I still felt like this isn't it. I need something else. And it occurred to me this age-old question about who am I, where have I come from, and where am I going? And so I pursued that, and it led me to India.
George Harrison's spiritual path eventually led him to Diamata.
There's been a lot of use of the word guru, and until it's been abused, actually. But guru means dispeller of darkness. And Diama, she is an angel in herself. She may not like to hear me say that, but the essence, what people think, what is the essence of an angel? It's somebody who's angelic, somebody who has that divinity within themselves. Just the presence within a person like Diamata is what I would call the angelic quality.
George Harrison on the day Bob Dylan went electric, ending the folk scene.
I remember it well. Albert Hall, and Bob did a set at the beginning, like the show was in two halves, and the first half he came out and did his usual thing with the guitar and the harmonica. And then on the second half he came out with the band. Now, we knew this was going to happen anyway, but most of the audience in the Albert Hall were, you know, I mean, they were nouveau folk fans, right? You know, they just got into folk, and so they were kind of disturbed. You know, a lot of them were like really uptight because they were like, hey, he's forsaken the folk, you know, and all this. But Bob just came out and he said, well, you know, you all may know this song. Remember how it goes? Well, here's how it goes now, you know. And they just we just went off wailing. You know, it was good. It was a great show. I mean, it's ragged, but you know that is the nature of Bob, raggedy, and it was very good though. And all through that second half, people were getting up and walking out and you know shouting, and it was controversial. For me, it was just like it just seemed. It was interesting. It was, you know, it seemed kind of natural, really, you know, because there's a limit to, you know, what you can do just with acoustics, or, you know, I mean, it didn't seem that Bob should particularly be limited to just doing that. You know, it seemed kind of a natural progression.
Expensively eliminate each other as a prelude to the usual tight-lipped press statements and frosty glances.
The meaning of life was money, desperately required if he was to make further progress. At the same time, rock music provided a distraction, as well as an ally and a friend.
I remember back in the 80s asking people about Damon, you know, whether they'd put him in a team, Formula One, and not many people would, you know, at that time, I mean, they're all looking for the Sennas and stuff, and, you know, they forget that people can be, you know, some people are just out front like Senna, and there's other people who just need a bit of practice.
And in a way, that famous name became a bit of a burden for him at that time, didn't it?
It was a terrible thing, really, to have to live.
Os Beatles, principalmente os imortais Beatles, que modificaram todo o panorama musical de uma década, possivelmente do século, e, portanto, ele mantém inúmeras amizades no meio artístico como esta muito especial.
Fittipaldi. Hello, Emma. You've been through difficult time these last couple of months. Hello, Emma. So good to see you well again. So let's go to the beach. Drink 20 caipirinhas each. It's all right, Emerson, 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 Fittipaldi. Here comes the sun. Here comes Emerson, and I say, we love you, Emerson, 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 Fittipaldi. Hello, Emerson. So nice to know you well. And I look forward to seeing you. Sorry I'm not in Brazil, but next time we're going on holiday, we have lots of caipirinos, and we'll have a nice good time. Okay, well, God bless you, and everybody in England who loves you, all your friends, and Olivia and Danny too, join me to say congratulations on a wonderful recovery and a great life, and more to come. We miss you.